Is that okay now?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
okay?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
okay now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So we will start. Hopefully now it should be okay. Okay. So yesterday I was trying to explain the stability. Okay, and we discussed about the entrainment process, the detrainment process, right? And we said that when a parcel of air or a cloud mass, okay, is rising up, then continuously from the lateral boundary of the clouds, right, air gets mixed up, or the wall of the clouds gets eroded by the surrounding air, right? And that was the entrainment process. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, so that was the entrainment process, right? And what was the detrainment process? The detrainment? Explain what is
One
the
Sir,
divergence,
it
sir.
is the reverse of entrainment process. In
yes,
that in that process, the
yes,
air from the clouds from top gets injected into the environment.
yes, exactly. So that is the detrainment process, right? So let us say when the lapse rate of the environment gamma is more than the lapse rate of the dry adiabatic. So will this be a stable situation or unstable situation? When gamma is greater than gamma D, will this be a stable situation or unstable situation?
Unstable, sir.
Unstable, yes, because the parcel, air parcel will lose its temperatures slower than the surrounding air. So it will be warmer than the surrounding air and therefore it will be unstable, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so this method of analyzing the stability of the atmosphere is called the parcel method. Okay, it's called the parcel method of uh, analyzing the stability of the atmosphere. Okay, the parcel method. So what we discussed just now is that uh, when a parcel of air is rising up or an air bubble is rising up, then we assume that there is no compensating motions occurring in the environment as parcel moves. Well, we are just trying to assume initially that the parcel remains intact, but that is the theoretical thing. Practically, parcel does not remain intact because it will get diluted. Right? But in the parcel method of stability analysis, we assume that there is no compensating motions occurring in the environment and the parcel remains intact. Second assumptions that we make is that the parcel does not mix with its environment and so retains its identity. Okay. Third, so when these two, no, we make these two assumptions. Number one, there is no compensating motions. When we say compensating motion, that means what? Compensating means now surrounding the cloud air. Now, generally, in reality, the subsidence will occur in order to satisfy the mass balance. Okay, but we are assuming now, just for the sake of simplification, that there is no compensating motion around the cloud. Okay, and there is no mixing of the cloud air with the environment. I mean, just a hypothetical case. Okay, that is a hypothetical case. So, in this hypothetical case, we can have five different conditions. We can have five different conditions to be recognized. Okay. with respect to the partial displacement in an atmosphere of lapse rate gamma. In this case, the atmosphere is said to be absolutely stable. Atmosphere is absolutely stable when gamma is less than gamma s, where gamma s is the saturation adiabatic lapse rate. Okay. It is saturated neutral if gamma and gamma s are equal. When gamma is equal to gamma s, then it is a neutral case of stability. It is a conditionally unstable if the lapse rate of the environment gamma lies between gamma s and gamma d. We shall discuss about this more in detail later on today, hopefully. So when gamma s is less than the gamma, which is less than the gamma d, then this is called the conditionally unstable case. Okay. Then if it is neutral, or if gamma is equal to gamma d, then it is called a dry neutral. Okay. And when, let me move this screen up. And when gamma is greater than gamma d, then it is absolutely unstable. Okay, so there are 5 different situations. Okay, 5 different situations when we are assuming that there is no compensating motion in the environment around the parcel of air, and the parcel does not mix up with the surrounding air or environment. Then we have got 5 different conditions. One is absolutely stable when gamma is less than gamma s, neutral if gamma is equal to gamma s, conditionally unstable if gamma s is less than gamma d, and dry neutral if gamma is equal to gamma d, absolutely unstable if gamma is greater than gamma d. Okay, so these are the 5 different conditions of atmospheric instability, right? Now let's see what is the level of free convection. What is the level of free convection? Okay. Say you got a thermodynamic diagram like this, in which y-axis is height and x-axis is temperature. Okay. And you have got the profile of the temperature and the dew point observed by radiosonde plotted on this graph or on this diagram, thermodynamic diagram. Let's say this is your temperature profile. This red line is the temperature profile. Okay. And this green line is the dew point temperature. Green line is the dew point temperature. So initially, when the parcel of air or air bubble is rising above, then it will be generally dry. Okay, it will be generally dry, right? So it will follow the dry adiabatic lapse rate. It will lose its temperature at the rate of dry adiabatic lapse rate. Okay, and when we are raising the parcel of air above, then it will follow the mixing ratio line. So like this, it will go up. This mixing ratio will increase like this. So these 2 lines meet each other, let us say at this level, height is equal to 2 kilometers. So the level where the 2 lines TD and T meet each other, that means this is the level where T becomes equal to TD, right? T becomes equal to TD. So that is the level where the saturation will occur. Okay, the air parcel will get saturated because T is equal to TD, dew point temperature. So that is called the LCL. Okay, lifting condensation level. That is called the lifting condensation level. Generally, that is supposed to be the cloud base, right? But even if the clouds have formed here, it will not have sufficient energy of itself to rise it further. It still requires some external energy to go up, to go upwards, right? Because when it came from surface to this level, basically it came by some external energy, and that is generally the convection because of the strong heating of the ground. or if there is a mountain around, then maybe the flow along the slope of the mountain will push the parcel of air upward. And at this level, it became saturated. So the lifting condensation level or the cloud base formed here, occurred here. But even at this point, the cloud parcel does not have sufficient energy to rise up, to go further above. But somehow, if the convective currents are strong enough, it will push the parcel further upward here to this level, let us say, where this line, red line, and this line, blue line, again meet each other. Once the saturation has occurred, then the air parcel will start losing the temperature at the saturated adiabatic lapse rate, or it will follow the pseudo adiabate or the moist adiabate, right? So it followed the pseudo adiabate to this point, and this was the environmental temperature. Okay, so this point where these two lines meet again, this is called the level of free convection. This is called the level of free convection. Now, from this level onwards, the parcel of air is following this red line. Okay, because this is a moist adiabate. This red line is the moist adiabate or pseudo adiabate. So the parcel of air is following this moist adiabatic line because it has become saturated. And this blue line is the temperature line, environmental temperature. So above this line, above this level, the air parcel will be warmer than the surrounding air, because surrounding air is following this line. So the air parcel will be warmer than the surrounding air, and therefore it will have its own energy to go up. It will have its own buoyancy to go upward, right? So that means this area enclosed by these two lines has got the positive energy because it is hidden in the atmosphere because of the presence of the unstable layer, right? Unstable layer. The area enclosed by these two lines is also called the CAPE, the convective available potential energy. CAPE, convective available potential energy, right? So if there is a CAPE present in the atmosphere, that means the atmosphere is unstable, and this energy, the CAPE, is released automatically once the parcel of air reaches this point, the level of free convection. Now you note that these two lines again meet each other at this point, cross each other at this point, where they become again equal to each other, because the temperature line again from here is going like this one. So this level is called the equilibrium temperature level, right? And generally the cloud tops will occur at this point. So the cloud base is here, the cloud top is there, right? Cloud base, let us say at 2 km, and cloud top, let us say at 11.5 km, right? So this is the depth of the cloud. This area is the CAPE, and this area, which is not shaded here, this is called the convective inhibition energy, right? This area is a convective inhibition energy because the atmosphere requires some external energy to go further upwards, to rise further upward. Is that clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the environmental lapse rate is greater than the saturated adiabatic lapse rate and the parcel is forced to rise, it will reach at the level at which it becomes buoyant relative to its surrounding environment, okay, LFC. It can then freely accelerate upward. The level at which this occurs is called the level of free convection, LFC. So you remember that there are three different levels. Okay, one is the LCL, other is the LFC, and third is the EL or ETL also called. Three different levels. LCL is the lifting condensation level where the cloud base occurs, saturation has occurred. LFC is the level of free convection where onwards the buoyancy of the air parcel or the cloud is greater, or automatically the cloud parcel has its buoyancy so that it will rise further upward. Okay. Now this is a simplified diagram. Okay. This is simplified diagram. Now let us see how it looks like in a T5gram. If you remember, this is the T5gram. You remember so many lines in this graph, right? And these are the isobars, isotonic levels. These are the isotherms, okay? And these horizontal lines, if you recall, in the T5grams where the dry adiabatic, then these curved lines where the moist adiabatic, these are the curved lines, green lines, moist adiabatic, and these dashed lines are the saturation mixing ratio line. So whatever we discuss in this diagram, okay, in this simplified diagram, now you can see the same thing in this T5gram. Now in this T5gram, this continuous line, this line is the temperature profile plotted on the T5gram based upon the observation of the radiosonde. Now this line indicates the dew point temperature, okay, again observed from the radiosonde, right? So when you are trying to lift the air parcel above the ground, this is the surface pressure. Somewhere here, this is the surface pressure. In this case, it's about 900 millibar. Maybe some elevated station or maybe some hill station. So in this case, this is surface pressure. So if the parcel of air is forced to rise by some external energy, initially it will follow the dry adiabatic because it is dry, it is not saturated, okay, and the mixing ratio line, the dew point temperature will follow the mixing ratio lines. So the two lines will meet each other. That means the cloud base is almost very close to the ground itself here. In this case, LCL line formed here itself is very close to each other, right? In this case, it was illustrated slightly above, but here it is very close to the ground. That means maybe a mountain station because you can see from here the surface pressure is about 900 millibar. 900 millibar, that means definitely this station has an elevation. Okay. So the cloud has formed, but the parcel of air still does not have sufficient energy to rise up itself. So it requires some further energy. Okay. By, as I said, either through convection or through the mechanical lifting across the or along the slope of the mountain. So suppose if it is lifted up to this point, then this line has now crossed this temperature line again. Okay, from this line onwards, the air parcel after it became saturated, it started following the moist adiabatic. This is the moist adiabatic. Okay, and the two meet each other again here. So this is the level of free convection, as I said here, level of free convection in the T5gram. Now, there onwards, the parcel will keep following this line. That means it will continue to be warmer than the environment temperature, which is this line. So this area is the CAPE, convective available potential energy, as I said here, CAPE. Okay, and this area is the kinds. It is also said CINE or CINH. It's called the convective inhibition energy. Okay, convective inhibition energy. This is level of lifting condensation level, convective inhibition energy, level of free convection, CAPE, and equilibrium level. This is the equilibrium level like here, because the two lines meet each other. Okay, so the way we try to evaluate the stability or analyze the stability in the atmosphere is called the parcel method. Okay, parcel method. So was I audible clearly and visible clearly? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I said no, 2-3 important terminologies. Okay. One is the CAPE. Okay. So what is CAPE? What is CAPE? Convective?
Convective available potential energy.
Exactly. Available potential energy. Okay, other thing I said is CINE, sometimes also called CINH. Okay, what is CINE? CINE is the convective inhibition. Energy. Okay, now as you can see from this diagram, if CINE is very large in this diagram, in this diagram, this is the this area is the CINH or CINE, no, either way. Okay, so if this area is large, that means the atmosphere is strongly stable in this layer and it requires more energy. The parcel of air or cloud parcel will require more energy to go up. Okay, but if cape is large, that means above this level, the buoyancy is large, and so parcel of air will not require much energy after that level. Okay, so generally, we expect that kind should be kind or kind H either way. Okay, these are the same thing. E should be less in order to have strong or deep convective clouds. Kind should be less. Okay, generally it is much less than the cape, be less than cape. Okay, typically we have found that in the tropics generally if you measure the cape, its typical value can be about 1,000 joules per kilogram. 1,000 joules per kilogram. It can also, go up to as much high as sometimes 5,000 joules per kilogram also. Now, in some cases, when the atmosphere is highly unstable, the cape can be as much as this one value. And the kind values are generally very less. No, and they are generally negative because that is a negative energy in the atmosphere which prohibits the development of convection. So it can be about minus 100 to what minus 300, okay, joules per kilogram. Is that okay? Are you able to hear me clearly? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you are able to read all these things which I have written here, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this was the typical value of the cape and kind in the atmosphere. Okay, and we also mentioned about the LFC. What is LFC? What is LFC? Level of free convection,
Convection.
right? LFC. Okay, and we also explained LCL, right? So what is LCL?
Lifting condensation level.
Yeah, lifting condensation level, right? So now you know the difference between LCL and LFC, kind and cape, right? You know the difference between these things, right? And we also had one more thing, that is the ET. ET. What is ET or ETL?
Equilibrium temperature level.
Exactly. Equilibrium temperature level. And that's where the cloud top occurs, right? That's where the cloud top occurs. Okay. So this is what we tried to discuss. All right. Let me change the slide, new slide. Okay, let's have a blank slide. Okay, so after having discussed that, now let's see some more illustrations today. Like this is another case of a absolutely stable situation. Okay, in which case, suppose this is the temperature profile and this is the TD profile. Okay, now in this case, if you look at this case, this is the surface, about 1000 millibar. Okay, now initially actually these two lines are too apart from each other. Okay, that means the atmosphere is very dry, right? So if you are lifting the parcel from the surface, then as I said initially, it will follow the dry adiabat. Okay, dry adiabat. It will lose the temperature at the rate of dry adiabatic lapse rate. And these are the dry adiabats. You remember in the diagram, these are the dry adiabats. Okay, these slant lines are the lines of equal potential temperature, theta lines. You recall now our previous classes, then these are the lines of equal potential temperature, that is the dry adiabat. So the surface, the parcel of air, initially when it is lifted upward, it will follow the dry adiabat because it is dry, it is not saturated. Okay, it is not saturated, unsaturated. So it will go here. This was the TD, let us say, this is the dew point temperature, too apart from here. So if you are going upward, the TD will follow the mixing ratio line. These dash lines are the mixing ratio lines. Okay, these are the mixing ratio lines. So it will follow the mixing ratio line, and the two lines will meet each other here. So the saturation has occurred here. So this is the LCL, lifting condensation level. Okay, so condensation has occurred and the cloud also has formed, but then it is a very shallow cloud. Now, once the condensation has occurred, the air parcel will follow the moist adiabatic lapse rate or moist adiabat. Now, these curved lines are the moist adiabats. All these curved lines are the moist adiabat. So it will follow the moist adiabat, pseudo adiabat. Okay. So this will be the temperature of the air parcel. This will be the temperature of the air parcel. Whereas the temperature of the environment, surrounding environment, is this one. That means the parcel of air will be always colder than the surrounding air, because parcel of air is following the moist adiabat, which is this line. So this line is always colder. Parcel of air is always colder than the surrounding air. So that means it will be a strongly stable case, strongly stable situation, absolutely stable. Okay. In this situation, if the temperature profile and the dew point profile is like this, that means this is a case of strongly stable situation. Now look at this case. This case is a strongly unstable situation. Okay. Now in this case, let us say this is your air temperature. Okay, this is the air temperature. Okay, like this one. This is the air temperature, T. The temperature profile measured by the radioson is this one. Okay. And this is the dew point temperature at the surface. So when the parcel of air is lifted upward, initially it is unsaturated, so it will follow the dry adiabat, as I have been telling you. And these are the dry adiabats, right? These slant lines are the dry adiabats. So it will follow the dry adiabat. Okay. And this is the TD, dew point temperature. So it will follow the mixing ratio line, because its mixing ratio will follow this line. These are the mixing ratio lines. These are the mixing ratio lines. These dash lines. These dash lines are the mixing ratio lines. So it will follow the mixing ratio line. So the two of them are meeting here. So this is the LCL, lifting condensation level, which is the base of the cloud. Okay, which is the base of the cloud. Now, from this point onward, the particle has become saturated, so it will follow the moist adiabat, like this one. The curved lines are the moist adiabat, so it will follow the points moist adiabat. Okay, it will follow the moist adiabat, right? So this will be the air temperature of the particle, and this is the, as I said in the beginning, this is the environmental temperature. So the temperature of the parcel of air is more than this temperature of the surrounding environment. So this will be unstable. So from here to here, this layer is unstable. Okay. Now these two lines again meet or cross each other here. So that means clouds will be restricted. Although it is shown in the diagram as if clouds is overshooting, top is overshooting, but this will be actually the top of the cloud restricted. Unless there is a strong upward, we push it further, even if the atmosphere is stable above, because of the strong upward motion or of drafts in the cloud, it can push slightly above also. Now above this level, this is the temperature of the surrounding air, and this is the temperature of the air parcel. So again, this is stable. So this is a very unusual situation, typical situation, in which case the lower layer of the atmosphere is unstable and the upper level is stable. This is a stable layer, this is unstable layer. See? So this is another illustration. Okay. So is that everything clear? It's already 1:35. We have lost a lot of time today. Shall we discuss some more, or we stop here today? What do you think? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
can you explain that cloud in the graph of
Okay.
instability?
I'll explain again. See, what I was trying to say that when you plot the let me see the pointer here. So when you plot the temperature profile observed by the radiosonde, okay, this is the temperature profile observed by the radiosonde. Okay, this is the temperature at the surface. Surface pressure is 1000 millibar. This is the isobaric levels. Okay, so this is 1000 millibar surface pressure, and at the surface, the dew point temperature is this one. Let us say at the surface, they are the isotherms, right? 15 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 10 degree, 7 degree. So the dew point temperature at the surface is approximately 8 to 9 degree, whereas the temperature, dry bulb temperature, is approximately 22 degree. Too much difference between T and TD, right? Too much difference between T and TD. That means the air parcel is very, very dry, highly unsaturated at the ground. Okay. So suppose if there is a strong heating of the ground because of the solar radiation. Okay. There is strong heating of the ground because of the solar radiation. Convection currents will develop, right? And these convection current will rise up or take the parcel above. So once the parcel of air is rising above because of the convection, it will start losing its temperature. But because it is unsaturated, so it will lose the temperature at the rate of dry adiabatic lapse rate. And these straight lines, slanted straight lines are the dry adiabats. That means lines of equal potential temperature. We have discussed this in the previous classes. Okay, so the parcel of air will follow the dry adiabat. Okay, dry adiabat. Okay, will follow the dry adiabat, and the dew point temperature when you are going above will also cool, so its mixing ratio will increase, and the mixing ratio at this level, at each level, can be obtained from these dashed lines, which are the lines of equal mixing ratio. These dashed lines are the lines of equal mixing ratio. So as it is rising up, at this point, this line, which is the dry adiabat, and this line, which is the mixing ratio line, are meeting each other, crossing each other. So that means at this point, Td has become equal to T. The dew point temperature has become equal to the dry bulb temperature. That means the air has become saturated. Air parcel has become saturated at this level. So this is called the LCL, lifting condensation level. And so the clouds will start forming at this level. So this is the cloud base. Okay, base of the cloud. Now, once the air particle has become saturated, the cloud has formed. Then from there onwards, its lapse rate will be the moist adiabatic lapse rate. It will follow the moist adiabatic lapse rate. And these curved lines are the moist adiabates. Okay, these curved lines are the moist adiabates. So the air parcel or the cloud air will follow the moist adiabate above this level, and its temperature will decrease at this moist adiabatic lapse rate. Okay. Now this is the temperature of the environment. This is the temperature in the environment. So these two lines have met each other or crossed each other again here. Okay. So this level is the unstable level. That means these are the CAPE. Actually, this is nothing but the CAPE, which we just discussed earlier. CAPE, convective available potential energy. So the clouds have formed this level, but because it has crossed, these two lines have crossed each other, so this will be the equilibrium temperature level. Strictly speaking, this should be the top of the cloud here. But in this diagram, in this graph, it is illustrated that the cloud is rising further above, up to this level. Right? It can occur in some very rare case in which if there is a very strong updraft inside this cloud, because I discussed yesterday, clouds will have strong updrafts and downdrafts, right? So if there is a strong updraft, sometimes the cloud tops will overshoot. Strictly speaking, this should have been the top of the cloud, but it is illustrated here that the cloud top is here, and the clouds are extending to this level. So that means it is overshooting. It is overshooting the equilibrium temperature level, and that can happen if there is intense updraft. Okay. Now above this level, because the cloud parcel is following the moist adiabatic lapse rate, and this is the environmental temperature line. So the cloud parcel continues to experience colder temperature than compared to the surrounding air. So this area is stable. Clouds will not be able to rise above by itself, but it is going up to this point just because of this strong updraft inside that. Otherwise, it would not have extended further, right? Because of the strongly unstable situation now below this level. In this level, this is unstable. So in this level, because of the strong instability, the momentum of the cloud parcel is so high that is pushing upward, crossing the equilibrium temperature level here. And although above this level, we have got a stable situation, but still clouds are extending here. Although the clouds have lesser temperature than compared to the surrounding area. Okay. So this is a very exceptional case, rare case of unstable layer in the lower atmosphere, unstable layer in the middle atmosphere. Actually, generally, when you cross the tropopause, this is 200 millibar level. Okay, this will be about 10 to 12 kilometers above the ground. 200 millibar will be about 10 to 12 kilometers above the ground. Okay, so generally above the tropopause, as you know, the temperature starts increasing. Below the tropopause, temperature keeps decreasing, but above the tropopause, temperature starts increasing. So above the tropopause, anyway, there is a very stable layer. In the stratosphere, the layer is very stable anyway. But in some situation, it can happen that the stable layer is hidden. The stable layer is hidden even in the middle atmosphere, right? When we say middle atmosphere, we mean that approximately 500 millibar is supposed to be the middle of the troposphere. Approximately 500 millibar is the middle of the troposphere. So here, the stable layer is just above the middle of the atmosphere, middle of the troposphere. Below this 500 millibar, this is 500 millibar. Below the 500 millibar height is approximately 5.5 kilometers above the ground. That is the typical height of the 500 millibar, depending upon place to place, season to season, situation to situation. Right? The level of the 500 millibar isobaric level is approximately 5.5 kilometers, 5.5 kilometers. Okay, 5.5 kilometers. So now in this situation, in this case, the atmosphere is unstable below 500 millibar, unstable below 500 millibar, but strongly stable above the 500 millibar. Right? And these two lines, if you can extrapolate, it will never meet each other again. See, these two lines will never meet each other. So the clouds will never occur in this layer, because this is the moisture debit, it will keep following like this. No. And this is the temperature of the environment, it will go like this. So always the cloud air will be colder, colder, colder. It will be more and more colder. It goes further high. It cannot go because there is no other way to go. There is no instability. It's strongly a stable case. The parcel cannot be buoyant. No, because it's colder. So it can never rise, right? Above by itself. Somehow it could rise above this level just because of the strong momentum it had because of this strong unstable layer here, right? And it could shoot up because overshooting of the cloud top. This is called the overshooting of the cloud top. That can happen, and sometimes it can happen, right? Like suppose, this is the ground, okay, and this is, let us say, this is your cloud, okay. It can happen that, let us say, this is this is a small cloud. We can have a much taller cloud also. Let us say this is your very big cloud, okay. So now let us say these are different levels. Let us say this is 500 millibar, and let us say this is the tropopause. Let us say this is the okay. So this is the tropopause. Okay, this may be about 100 millibar. Okay, so generally, above this, as I said, is stable, but cloud tops can shoot above this because of the strong momentum here. Okay, strong momentum or upward motion. Okay, so that's it. So today we have to stop here. Is that clear? Am I audible? Was I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, any question for today? Or we can discuss tomorrow in gaps. So after tomorrow we can meet again. All right.
Yes, sir.
So today we have to stop. It's already 12:45, 1:45 rather, quarter to 2, quarterless 2. Okay. So I'm going to stop the recording. Just okay. Stop recording.